Hello friends, welcome to this video. As promised in my previous video, today we are talking matters how to bring your partner to the UK. And according to UKVI, when you say partner, is different from spouse. In other words, a partner is unmarried and a spouse is married with a marriage certificate. The requirements for each are different. But today, let's focus on the unmarried partner. We are going to break down the UK unmarried partner visa. So if you are planning to bring your partner to the UK, just make sure you stick around until the very end of this video. That way you won't miss anything, and hopefully your application will be successful and you'll receive that email within 1 week. So let's go. Welcome back, guys. So firstly, we have the relationship requirement. Though there are basically 5 categories of requirements, but the very first one is the relationship requirement. And under relationship requirement, the first one is that you and your partner must both be above 18 years. Because in the UK, the legal age for becoming an adult is 18 years. Also, your partner could be a UK or Irish citizen, has settled status or its equivalent. Or you should have been in a genuine relationship similar to a marriage for a minimum of 2 years. And this is one of the most tricky points to prove a relationship that has lasted for 2 years when you are not married. But don't worry, I'm going to share with you some of the things that we did to enable ours to become successful at first application and just within 1 week. Then they also require that you and your partner must have met in person. So if you are dating me online and then you want me to join you as your partner in the UK and we have never met in person, UKVI is going to reject that application. Or in their own words, they will refuse it. You must also prove that you are planning to live together permanently in the UK. You must also prove to UKVI that if you have had a previous relationship, whether married or unmarried relationship, that relationship ended. Because in the UK, polygamy is not allowed. The second requirement is financial. Even though this doesn't apply to everybody, but it applies to most people. But there are exceptions. The first is that the UK-based partner who is now your sponsor when you're coming as a partner. Because technically, even if you are the one applying for your partner to come, according to UKVI, it is your partner applying to join you. So in this case, the UK-based partner must demonstrate that they earn at least £29,000 per year. Unless, of course, you are on a health and care worker visa. That is, if you are a care worker or if you are a nurse, a doctor, a dentist. Basically, if you are working in healthcare, then you can be exempt from this condition. Other than that, you must prove that you earn at least £29,000 per year before your partner can join you. But if you cannot prove that, but you want to show UKVI that I earn less than that, but I have enough money to bring my partner, and you are relying on your savings, you must prove to UKVI that you have at least £88,500 in your account before your partner's visa is approved. And if you're applying with dependent children, then the requirement for those savings is going to be even higher. But there are exceptions that you can find on the gov.uk website for those who are UK citizens and for those who are not. They are quite different and you can't exhaust all of them. But yeah, you need to know whether or not you are exempt. The third is the accommodation requirement. You have to prove to UKVI that you have suitable accommodation for you, your partner, and if you have kids, with your kids. If you cannot prove this, your partner's application may be refused. And with this, the main partner, that is the UK-based partner who is intending to bring their partner in, can provide either proof of home ownership or a tenancy agreement. And UKVI can easily check the kind of house that you live in just by typing in that address and the house number, and they can be able to tell even how many rooms that house has. So depending on that, they can either or not approve your application. In some circumstances, UKVI may require you to take an English language test, and you must pass it at level of A1. But that is an easier test, but not everyone takes it. There are some who are exempted, unlike with the spouse visa, which you must take that exam. Most dependent partners are not required to take an English language test, but that might change soon, because there is a proposal in the white paper that every partner must take that exam. Why the spouse and not the partner? And yet they are both dependent partners, kind of, right? Yeah, so but that is still a proposal, but as of now, the partners are less likely to take the exam. Other requirements, of course, you must prove that you have no criminal record. That involves you getting a clearance from your home country police that you do not have any criminal record. And then, since you are coming to stay in the UK for more than 6 months, for most countries, you must take a TB test and prove that you are TB free before your visa can be granted. In fact, that certificate must be submitted together with the application at the time of application. And then, of course, you must pay the visa fees. And if applicable, you must pay the immigration health surcharge. That is the fee that you pay so that, quote unquote, you receive free NHS care when you are in the UK. But of course, you'd have already paid for it, so it's not free anyway. But yeah, that's what they call it, free NHS care if you have paid IHS fees. But again, not everyone pays these fees. If you are a healthcare worker, then you are exempt. So as I promised earlier that I'm going to share what we used to get our visa approved. Basically, for our case, firstly, we had lots and lots of photos. From the time our relationship started up to the point we applied for the visa. And we picked several photos actually trying to depict the progression of that relationship. And if you actually did follow them, you could see that surely these photos have been taken over time. So plenty of photos when you're having fun, when you're having family functions, when you are going out, whatever you did together as a couple or as a family, use those photos and attach them. Another thing that you can actually use is that if you have a kid or kids together, attach their birth certificate, because that is strong evidence that you have met in person. Otherwise, how else would you have a kid, right? Another proof of relationship that can be useful is what they call the shared financial burden. That means you and your partner, if you have a joint account and each of you are putting in money, you can print that statement and then you can attach it in your application. If one of the partners has been supporting the other financially, then you can print either both or either bank statements showing the other person sending money or the other one receiving money, and then you attach it in your application. This is also strong evidence, and it can easily make your application to sail through. And then if you have lived together, just make sure that both your applications have the same address, and also ensure that your partner fills correctly the address that they are going to live at. Make sure that it is the same as the address of the UK-based partner. That means that you intend to live together in the UK. Because if the addresses are different, then it means you're not going to live together. So your relationship is in question. So basically, those are some of the most important things. But if you have something else that you can add, for example, where you lived before you came to the UK, you live together, you can both put that address. I mean, the partner can put the same address that you put at the time of your application. Because trust me, every document that you submit to UKVI keeps. And they do this for future reference. In case you have forged something, one day you will forget that you did forge a document, and they will dig it out and you will have to answer for your forged document. In fact, we have even had people whose citizenship has been cancelled and deported because of trying to beat the system by forging documents. So please be honest in your application. If you have found value in this video, please make sure that you give it a thumbs up so that more people looking for this information can find it. But also you can share it with your friends and family or anyone else that you think might benefit. Otherwise, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.